down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Oh, they call him for the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Westbrook to George. Here's a chance from long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Clippers have the basketball. Bradley to Tobias Harris. Oh, he had him there for a second. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Harris. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Team foul number 2.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Westbrook into the front court. 5-point game to Paul George. Screen coming. Curling inside. It's PG for 2. The screen sets him up for 2. He's endured a major injury. He's had a change of address. But you look at Paul George, he is in the prime years of his career.
And there's no doubt about it. This entire offseason, if I were Paul George, I would think about how do I constantly channel my self-assigned alter ego. Playoff P needs to step up to the court every single day and bring that energy.
Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. Screen coming. Westbrook to George. Beyond the arc for 3. And Paul George good on the quick release there. We've seen Paul George's game evolve in recent years. Mixed results, Jay. How does he get back to being that elite two-way guy?
I think he needs to find a way to be aggressive. Let me bring you in and tell you what he dealt with this past year. When you're a guy who's used to having the ball in your hands, you can make more mistakes because you have more possessions. Then all of a sudden, when you play with a ball-dominant guard like Russell Westbrook, you don't have the ball as much, which means you try to make more out of less opportunity that you have. You force the action way more. Look for Paul George to be way more assertive in this game and find his rhythm by having the ball in his hands.
George knocks it down from mid-range.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Beverly to Tobias Harris. Shot from the lane won't go. To Westbrook. Off the assist. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate on that hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
To Gortat. Oh, had him going there for a second. Nothing going here on that drive. To Bradley. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. His first effort. Off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Westbrook, unbothered by the defense as he drills it. Jay, if you're Russell Westbrook, how do you take on the responsibility of getting them over the hump?
You have to own it, Ed. And that starts with owning the fact that, yes, you were the first player in the history of the game to average a triple-double back-to-back years, but that did not equate to your team being successful. Sometimes less is more. And he has to make sure that he's surrounded and allowing the players he's surrounded with to help him get to the next level.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Here comes the screen. Beverly. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here's the step back.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
Oh, he had him there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
The legend of Lou Will continues, and it only gets better in time. He is instant offense, and we've seen that this year when he dropped 50 points on the Golden State Warriors in a win. From having mentors like Allen Iverson to some of the biggest rappers in the game, there's no doubt he is a compilation of mixtapes on the court.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly. Finishing inside the paint on that one. At his size on the wing, that's a tough matchup on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, let me tell you about why he's so great defensively. He gets up into you and forces you one way. Does not give you an option to dance with the basketball. That wingspan, that frame, that size, that strength, and that lateral quickness. Oh, there's no getting by Mr. George.
To Schroeder. Curling inside. Shot by George, misses. Williams into the front court. Down 6. Williams gets it in the left corner. To Williams. Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Williams to Beverly. Fires the 3. Well, their first 3, and they're right back in it within a possession in this first quarter.
Well, I don't want to live in the past, but if you got a couple of those that dropped earlier, you could have had a nice lead. Now, you got a dogfight.
To Schroeder. From the outside, no good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots, but the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Williams. Deep left corner. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Big finish at the rim.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Timeout called here by the Clippers. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Changes coming from both sides right now. Gilgeous Alexander. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. For 3. Off the mark. No good. Thunder with the basketball. To Schroeder. Goes to the left side. To Paul George. Trying to cash in. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
I know these mishaps happen defensively, but sometimes this can be the best thing for an offensive player who maybe hasn't found his rhythm yet. Don't let him get going.
Here comes the screen. Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, had him going there for a second. To Williams. Oh, he's denied. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Time to shuffle things up.
Number 21, Andre Roberson.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
It's LA Clippers ball. Gilgeous-Alexander. It's rejected by Noel.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Here's Schroeder with it. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. From the painted area, won't go down.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
And a chance coming up at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Number 2, shooting.
And he connects on the first free throw.
Yes, sir. Way to shoot, boy.
And gets both to drop at the line. The Thunder have the possession. PG lets it fly. Add 2 points to the board.
The assist from number 21, Andre Roberson.
1 quarter down, and a nice cushion for the Thunder.